Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today, well, it's to unpack this whole Amazon mystery box phenomenon you see online. Specifically, the scams.
Yeah, it's a big one. We're going to focus on how these scams work looking at one particular website.
Right, Amareturnpalletx.com. And what's really kind of shocking is that ads for this obvious scam, they were actually running on places like TikTok.
Still running as of October 2025, which means TikTok is taking money for these fraudulent ads.
That's pretty wild. So the basic pitch is you get an Amazon return pallet, potentially full of expensive stuff.
For almost nothing. That's the hook. But maybe we should clarify first, what is an Amazon return pallet? Like the real deal.
Good point, because the scam promises amazing items, maybe for just, what, $30?
Exactly. So in reality, a real Amazon return pallet is a big shipment, a skid of returned goods, stuff Amazon decided not to resell individually.
Okay.
And crucially, it's almost always sold totally blind. You don't know what's in there. It's untested, uninspected. Could be damaged goods, could be junk.
So it's a gamble even when it's legitimate.
A huge gamble. Not the guaranteed treasure chest the scams promise. The real process is often more about logistics and, frankly, dealing with a lot of potentially low-value stuff.
Right, which makes that scam promise even more potent. That $30, $40 price point seems so low for what they dangle in front of you.
And they layer on this intense pressure, don't they? Things like Amazon Prime Day, 80% off.
Yeah.
But only between, say, October 3rd and 17th.
Or last chance to order creates that fear of missing out.
Precisely. And that combination, cheap price, amazing potential goods, and urgent deadline, it gets people to click. They land on Amareturnpalletx.com.
And that URL, Amareturnpalletx.com, that's a big red flag right there, isn't it?
Huge. It tries to mimic Amazon, but it's clearly not Amazon.com. It's designed to deceive, but it's, well, pretty obvious if you look closely.
So if they're not actually shipping these amazing pallets for $30,
Yeah.
What's the real scam? Why run the ads? Is it just collecting $30 here and there?
Probably not just that. I mean, maybe sometimes, but the bigger goals are usually more sinister.
Like what?
Like stealing your financial data, getting your credit card number, your bank details when you try to pay that $30.
Oh.
Or, another common tactic, they use the payment details you provide to lock you into some kind of expensive monthly subscription, something you never actually agreed to.
So it's data theft or recurring hidden charges. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's fraud and data harvesting. Much more profitable than just $30.
And we found they use stolen content too, right? To make it look more convincing.
Absolutely. They rip videos from, legitimate people who actually do buy and unbox real liquidation pallets, people who have nothing to do with the scam.
So they use real footage to sell a fake product.
Exactly. It adds a layer of fake authenticity. And this is where it gets tricky because they're tapping into something real.
You mean the fact that Amazon return pallets do actually exist?
Yes, they are a real thing. And they are sold sometimes, typically from physical warehouses or established liquidation companies here in the U.S.
And the scammers even mention real places in their ads sometimes.
They do. We saw mentions of history sales in Jacksonville, Alabama, and Detroit liquidation. These might be legitimate businesses used like camouflage by the scammers.
So how does the real trade work? How can you, the listener, tell the difference?
Well, the legitimate market is usually quite different. It involves dealing with established brokers, often through auctions, sometimes in person. It's not typically $30 impulse buys from a TikTok ad.
Right.
And like the really sought after stuff, those high-end electronics pallets, sources say they might only be sold like 2 specific weeks out of the entire year.
Ah, so there's real scarcity, not the fake year-round last chance stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you genuinely want to buy a pallet, you'd need to go through proper channels directly with known liquidators or visit a physical auction site, not click a random social media ad.
So digging into all this, the main takeaway for you listening seems pretty clear. Don't trust these online offers, especially not through sites like Amareturnpalletx.com pushed via social media.
Zero legitimate pallets are sold that way. It just doesn't happen. The whole setup in those ads is the scam itself.
Right. And this brings up maybe a bigger point.
Which is?
Well, the platforms themselves, like TikTok in this case. We've seen they're running these ads. They're taking money from scammers to target you.
Yeah, it raises serious questions about platform responsibility, doesn't it? If the ads are so obviously fraudulent, why are they being allowed?
It feels like the platforms aren't filtering much, putting all the pressure on the individual user. You have to be constantly vigilant, constantly skeptical.
The entire burden of spotting sophisticated fraud falls on you, the person just trying to scroll through their feed.
So maybe the provocative thought to leave you with is this. Are we okay with a digital space where the gatekeepers, the platforms, profit from allowing scams to run rampant? It puts you in a position where you need to be a fraud detective just to navigate everyday online life.
That's a heavy load, and maybe it's a system that needs a serious rethink.